Join discord.gg/flatearth and enter a check-in room. Someone will come along and verify you to get involved in the conversation about our Earth.
That up.
All right, we got apparently a guy named Adrian that Run Boston is working on to come into this chat. So hopefully, if he does come in here, keep an eye out for him because he might be popping in here. His name is Adrian. He's a Duggan Glober, so there's that, you know. And we also got Richie that just popped in right now. Richie, welcome to the chat. He's VC verified.
Oh, hello.
What's up, Richie?
Yeah, everything fine. I'm pretty old school. I was here like maybe 5 years, but
yeah, you're of the mind that you think the Earth is a globe, right? If I remember.
No.
No, you got the lunar lander on your profile pic.
Yeah, that's the real one, you know, the real one that went to the moon.
The real one that went to the moon.
Yeah. This alloplastic thing that flies through the air, you know.
Oh.
No, I'm a flat earther.
Flat earther.
But I really don't
I think I remember hearing your name before. There was something.
Yeah, I pop in sometimes when I have when I want to join. You know.
I can't remember what the falling out was, but I think there was a falling out of between because I remember that. Trying to think. I don't miss when I recollect people, but I think it was you were upset about something and then you left.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know. Sometimes
I think so. I'm trying to remember. I'm getting there. That'll come to me. Anyways,
I mean, you VC verified me like 4 or 5 years ago. I remember
that's
that.
been a while. But you know, we want to move you into an Earth role. So in this server, because if not, people are going to be asking you time and again. You know, what do you think the Earth is? What do you think the Earth is? And every time you come in here, so if it's a new people, they're going to be asking that. So.
I know that. Yeah.
So, yeah, you're of the mind that you think that the Earth is not a globe. Is that right?
No, it's not a globe. I mean, I don't really talk about that to anyone. I'm here, like, just thinking that by myself, because I actually don't like to talk about it. People are getting mad about this topic, so I don't care anymore.
So what do you think about it now? Have you had some time to think about more, like how you feel like you want to approach the topic? Like, do you want to have conversations with people, or?
I actually don't. It's just waste of the time for many people. I live in Germany. Everyone is drunk every day. Like, just I'm mad about life, you know.
You're mad about life? Okay.
Yeah.
Well, there's a lot of things going on in your personal life. It sounds like to me, anyway. But
yeah, that's true.
Yeah, well, maybe you just want to sit in here and listen and see what other people have to say and that kind of thing. You can just kind of hang out in the background, but I really can't move forward and give you the Earth determining role until we, you know, kind of. It's really mainly just you got to hang around here some more. So that's all it is. We get used to you, and you know, people will be like, "Yeah, Richie's pretty cool," but
right.
Yeah, if you want to just hang around, that's cool too. But if you want to also add to the conversation, let us know, and then we can.
If I have something dumb to say, I will join in. No problem.
All right, Richie. Let's see. That's it for Richie. Who else have we got in here? Well, we're waiting on Adrian, so as soon as Adrian gets in the chat, we'll talk to him. Were you going to say something, Run Boston, when I was talking about that?
Maybe I'll just say something. Most of the times when I talk about this topic, no one can explain how the water works. You know, how the water can bend, like in a sphere. For me, in my mind, it's impossible because how you want to bend water, or how does water bend? Because it does
gravity, bro. Duh.
Yeah, water hills. Yeah, they don't have the answer for that, Richie. None of them do.
Well, what do you think boats go over?
Not a hill of water.
And this is what I'm like when I'm telling people that logic is very important, because if your focus isn't, look, you can wait around forever and finally decide, okay, this is you, it's the same thing with finance. Like you never thought about, wait a minute, is there a kind of class for this? Is this a thing? Like, is an actual thing that I can learn, like martial arts or something, right? Well, like logic, that's where your thinking begins, when you open your eyes and oh, good morning. Everything you think from that point is important. I'm saying all this to say, you're like, I don't know how water would bend. How about first challenging the claim that it does by some method, which would mean measuring it? So instead of wondering how it's possible, you could just go and verify whether it's happening or not. That's a much faster way of doing things than wondering everything in the world.
Well said.
Hey, Mayhem, I'm over at my dad's, so I'm just kind of listening for now because he doesn't like the journey that I'm on. He thinks that everybody went to the moon and all that. And he's not mad about it, but you know, I can't even 100% sure say that Richie isn't Adrian. Now, I'm not going to say I know that for sure. I know Adrian has an
We can add up
accent.
for you if you want. Just send them in here.
Well, what I
Tell
mean
them
is,
you're
I'm
beautiful
not
women.
100% sure that Richie's not Adrian. Now, I'm saying I'm not going to put that down as being like I know for sure, but I can't say that I can't say either way. I have to listen a little bit more because I've talked to him quite a bit on the phone. Could he be changing his voice a little bit? I mean, I did drop the link 30 minutes ago, and he said, "Yeah, I've been on Discord before," and I was like, "Well, join us in there. Come on in." And anyway, unless he can,
Well,
I mean, I know he's not German.
I'm just a European guy that joined in. I live in Germany. I'm half Italian, half Polish. I'm just regular.
That's cool. If you know, I mean, if he sounded like somebody that was standoffish about the topic, I think that would have came through. I know that Richie had a falling out before, and I can't remember what it was. It's going to come to me though. But Richie did have.
Well, when you asked him about the flat Earth, he was a little bit hesitant. Like I don't know.
No, it was just kind of funny how you like this picture. You know, it's obvious that it's a fake piece of shit. In my opinion, like it's too easy to see.
What?
So you're 100% sure the Earth is flat, right?
Yeah, pretty sure. I'm like not, I don't want to.
Like 100% sure, like
not 100. Like I'm not. I think I'm not the smartest guy on the planet Earth, so I don't.
Planet? What are you on about, dude?
That's what's beautiful about being like, what is smart? Because everyone,
I'm just a
no
free
one
thinker.
can. That was a rhetorical question, because no one can know everything, right?
Yeah,
that's impossible. So what is intelligence really? It's the ability to think logically and reasonably. So when you say I'm not the smartest person in the world, you best get cracking on your logic and reason, because you don't need to know everything to be smart. As a matter of fact, knowing things doesn't make you smart.
Yeah,
if you can
that's what annoys me about some people, actually. That people tell me that they know shit, you know? Like
so that's the
church or something. They say there is a God. I don't fucking know. I don't fucking know about shit. And that's okay to not know.
No, it's not okay to not know things that are knowable. That's where you're wrong again, because your logic isn't all the way there, right? So when you say God, first, let's define God. What's God in your eyes? It's okay if you have like your own definition of it, whatever.
What people say God is, it's just some guy, you know.
Yeah, but he didn't ask you what people said. He asked you what you think, Richie.
I think, I don't know if there is one, if there is none. I don't know. I didn't witness anything, so I don't know if there is or not. I don't think there is, but maybe there is. I don't know.
It's okay if you don't think there is. It's okay if you believe in a globe in here. That's what I don't think you realise it. You can believe in a globe. You can not believe in God if you want. I'd think you're an idiot, but it's okay.
Yeah, that's like your opinion. You think I'm an idiot.
Wait a minute. I'm just trying to point out the fact that if you believe in a globe, you can still be in the server. That's the point.
I don't believe in a globe, but I don't know if there is a God.
Well, so let's rewind this thing. Okay, let me ask you this question. Do you think that something material can pop into existence from something unmaterial? If you don't understand the question, ask me to reiterate.
I don't understand that, but I don't.
If you don't understand how to answer the question, ask me to reiterate.
The thing is, it's
either going to be a straightforward answer, or you just ask me to reiterate. It's okay.
If something comes from nothing.
Basically.
Could be not. Maybe.
When in history have your history, since you've been born, has something come from nothing? Something physical.
I was born, so something happened. My parents.
Yeah, you came. There was sperm, so that was something. Think of a situation where something came from nothing.
Yeah, I don't know anything about that.
Good. You know why? Because you have no experience. So it'd be foolish to think that, everything that you experience hasn't been created by something. You don't have to think of it as a guy. You don't have to call it God.
Everything that I see was created by another human being or by myself.
So the dirt is created by human beings? Water is created by human beings?
No, this
Don't
is
say
not
no.
created by...
Don't say no. Oh, okay. I thought you were going somewhere else with that. So no, these aren't created by human beings, right?
No.
But yet they exist.
But I don't know what created.
I didn't ask you if you knew, and you better get to know. But that's not my journey. That's yours. Now, however, regardless of knowing who, what, when, where, why, how, you still know that this dirt couldn't have come here from nothing, right?
Yeah, pretty much.
Right. So the thoughts that you think, do you think that comes from nothing?
Comes from my mind, from my brain.
Yeah, but do you think your brain was built before consciousness were a thing? Or does consciousness precede creation?
You have to have a brain and then put the consciousness in it, right, Elijah? No, I'm just joking.
Yeah, you do.
Obviously, I don't think it works that way. I think it works the way you were describing.
Yeah, because information has to come from somewhere, right? Yes or no? Can information come from nothing?
Information comes from other.
Can information come from nothing?
I don't think so. No.
Right. So then you know that this place was created. You just don't like how it feels when you say it because you've been indoctrinated and thought one way for your whole life. I'll give you a break because if I ask you any more questions, I might get upset. Welcome to the server.
Yeah, thanks for that, Eli. We also got to go back to the point where he mentioned the planet Earth. That's why Andy chimed in. So you mentioned that when you said, with your statement, Richie, why did you mention the word planet Earth?
It was just in the how to say it? In my brain, actually. Yeah, I just said it. I don't know why. but I said it.
Well, it's still in your vernacular, so obviously
Yeah.
you're still saying things. Boston, do you want to say something?
I was just going to say Freudian slip, I think was what he was trying to say, maybe.
Well, that may be, but still we are at the point where Richie's saying that he doesn't know, even if he knows the Earth is flat 100%.
I'm in a
So-
state where I actually don't talk to regular people about this, you know? I'm just doing
Regular
my
people. Do you think we're not regular people, Richie?
No.
Everybody in this Discord?
In this Discord, we are pretty much not the norm, obviously.
Right. But people everywhere, you know, they're just people, you know, whether or not you consider them to be regular or not, people are people. Anyway,
Yeah.
just going back to the point where you are not sure that the Earth is or is not flat. Like, why are you in a position where you don't know? Like, because that seems to be an issue right now for you. It's
Because
unsettling. It's unsettling for you.
I'm not testing anything. I'm just being me,
Why not?
just working all
Right,
day,
but why not?
basically.
Why can't you, like the physics of water, let's say, hydrostatics, water at rest? We understand something very fundamental when it comes to water at rest. We
As
know
I
that
said,
the
I'm not.
but can
I don't
finish what I'm
understand.
saying, Richie?
I'm just.
Richie,
Yeah, okay.
Richie, I'm still
Tell me.
talking. So water at rest, right? The surface, it has a flat surface, you know, all the way across the surface. When it's at rest, you know this,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, okay.
That's,
So based on that, then we can say in a swimming pool, water at rest lies flat, pretty flat and straight. So when we say, you know, you scale up and you want to go to a lake, lake will do the same. When it's a really calm day, you can see across the face of the water, it's pretty flat, right? Like there's no way that you can say that that water's not flat, right?
Yeah.
Okay, just water itself can demonstrate that the Earth isn't curving because the surface of water remains to always mirror the surroundings, you know, perfectly. It's not like it's warped like a spherical mirror or a curved mirror. Whereas a curved mirror would denote that the surface of that water, if it was curved, it would be showing a very different proportional surroundings. So like the image that it would cast on the water would look very disproportional. Kind of like a funhouse mirror, you know, it wouldn't even look the same. But when you see over like a calm lake, the image itself reflects like it's straight. It's a perfect plane mirror that you see off the surface of water. Based on that, you can assuredly know that the Earth isn't curving, because if it was, that water would be conforming to a curved surface. That every image that you see on that water would be looking like it's distorted, right? Elongated, or however the case is from the position you're seeing it from. Let's say if the Earth was curving. So there's something very fundamental about water that we can understand without having to get into like even measuring. We can know this for sure, right? We can rest assured that the mechanics of water are exactly how we perceive them to be with our senses, right? Do you agree, Richie, what I'm saying, or no?
I'm trying to I'm agreeing to most of the things, but some things are just too fast for me because
Baby steps, mayhem. Baby steps.
Yeah.
this is not
So-
my main language. You know, it takes a little.
So
brain
it's just
power.
all right. So you want to just break it down really simply? The surface
Yeah,
of
but-
water.
You can't get more baby steps than water is flat.
Yeah, I don't know
Yeah,
why
but
I need to make it so redundant, right?
I mean, that's why I am a flat earther, because of water.
So, Kel,
because
did what I said, and I'm gonna go to Kel. Let me go to Kel, because if you said baby steps, is there something what I just said that was really confusing and complicated, or do I need to reduce that further down?
I think what happened is that you you went into a really long monologue, right? And you went from point to point to point, trying to address that same point, and I think it kind of confused him.
Okay, be specific.
Yeah.
I can't really repeat what he said because it was a
Well, listen, bro. If you can't be specific when I ask you, don't you dare fucking open your mouth.
What?
I mean, I'm sorry, that's crass language, but for everyone else in the chat, is that reasonable not to to have an objection but not be clear what it is?
They asked me why baby steps.
Oh,
and I just explained why.
I wasn't
What?
asking you. I was asking the rest of the room. Seeing as that you acted like what I said was just too insane. Now, I understand that I cursed, but really the intent behind what I'm saying is if you can't clearly state the details of your objection, you best just not say anything because it makes no sense because you're not being helpful. How's that?
I mean, sure. Whatever you think, Elijah. Whatever you think.
That's not whatever I think. Can you be more clear or no?
I wasn't clear before. I mean, I was a little vague about it, but I was clear about the majority of it.
Yeah, but we don't know what you mean.
Okay.
Okay. Go on, Miggy.
So, Richie, was there any point of what I said that you were lost on? You said that English is not my first language. But is there something of what I said that confused you?
No, it was just a lot of information.
Okay. Is there anything that you can repeat back of what I told you about hydrostatics and water? Anything?
You lost me after like I don't know.
You don't know
like
anything.
Let me think.
See, I'm not trying to be mean. I'm not trying to be mean to anybody here. I was just pointing out like what happened.
Richie, can you tell us what Mayhem was talking about? Just a simple kind of, this is the subject he was talking about.
Water. This was the main topic.
And what was he saying about water?
That it's like a mirror. You can't actually see reflection and stuff.
Yeah.
And
why would it be a mirror that reflects a perfect image?
Because it's flat.
Perfect.
There it is.
All right.
That's it. He got it, Kel. So your conclusion of it was incorrect. Saying that it was too long-winded, it was monologue. That's what I'm saying. If he understands it from this context, then why would you chime in to say that he didn't get it? He just clarified the point right now. This is what I'm saying. Like, if we don't let the people speak for themselves, then we start to interject for no reason. We have to let those people who we're speaking to object and say, like, I don't understand. What do you mean? And then
So he understood it the whole time and he just lied. That's all that just happened there.
No, after that, there was a lot of stuff that was
not the point.
Too much.
Richie, 1 second, Richie. But what I'm saying, Kel, is that in this chat, we have to let the person whom we're speaking to actually answer for himself without anybody else objecting. Like, well, it might have been a monologue. Like, why are we divining the man's thoughts without asking the man himself with what Timbo said is actually asking him?
Ma'am, replay what happened, okay? I didn't even say anything until he said he didn't understand. Then I was like, okay, well, maybe this is what happened.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. Why can't we let him say that versus you?
But
Richie, 1 second, please.
But he did say it, though. He said, I don't understand what you were saying.
Right, but when Timbo clarified and he told Richie, now Richie came back and actually summarized what I was saying. So he did get the context of what I was talking about.
About the main topic, of course, but there was some specifics that I was just fast for me, you know. But this is like one of the first things I said, that that water doesn't bend, you know. This is why I'm a flat earther. That there are many things that other people believe that I don't know about stuff, you know.
Yeah, that's fine, Richie. But the point that we're trying to get across here is that there's fundamentals of our reality, the physical and natural world that we deal with, right? Tangible reality. When you
open your eyes, you see that. Yeah.
But there's something that stands to be objective. So you can't say that there's something there that wavers back and forth from like, well, I'm only 80% sure that information that I just told you is going to be different tomorrow. Like that's just either it's truth or it isn't. There is no gray area there. And so when we get back to the fundamentals and the basics, we start to realize that these objective truths stand to be like throughout anybody's research. So if I go out there and if I send you or if I send someone else, if I tell you that water is flat and level on its surface and it reflects like a plane mirror, then that could be demonstrated anywhere, right? So there is no curving water then, because if it was curving like the curved mirror or the spherical mirror, then the surface of that water would reflect anything that's on that surface just like it would on one of those mirrors that are curved. The image would be distorted. Do you understand? So this is
understand, but yeah, though.
Yeah, I know that's the context. So if you're saying that I'm not sure in that respect, then I would ask you, how is it possible that something that objective is something that you question? Because it's not questionable. It stands to reason that if you're
because a lot of people said that the world is so big you couldn't see that, but
that doesn't negate the fact. It doesn't negate the fact that you'd see the same thing you would on the surface of water as it would be if it was flat or if it was curved. So you'd have to. It's just basic reasoning, man. If you go outside, you're right. So if somebody says, "Well, the Earth is too big," well, that's not the case though, because we have the metrics of the globe. And you type it in, you're gonna find out the radius, diameter, and circumference. Am I not right? Like that's what you find out when you type it into Google. That's what you're gonna see, right? So with those metrics, it's not too big because it's measured to be a certain size, right? So that idea that somebody tells you, "Oh, Richie, it's too big," well, bullshit, because we have the metrics and we can go test this globe. And with that, we can say we're going to see if there's any curvature on the water and find out if it's curving like they say it is or not. So basically what we're doing here is finding out the claim, testing the claim, or even just basic reasoning, right? Saying if the Earth is curving like they say it is, then that surface of water is going to be convex on its surface, and the end result of that is the image that surface is reflecting will be all distorted, right?
Yeah.
Okay. I mean that's pretty basic, and it's objectively true. It's not going to change tomorrow, the next day. It's always going to remain the same. If the Earth is curving, then it would definitely reflect the water on its surface as a curved mirror. We can't run away from that. We can't get away from that. These are some of the fundamentals of the Earth being flat and stationary. So when we talk about it in this way, it's a basic understanding. Any flat earther should know this as a primary example to tell anyone else, look, you don't got to take my word for it. You can go out to the calm lake and go see for yourself. If there's any curvature there, that water is going to show it. You will see a distorted image in that it would be convex on the surface of that water, and then it'll reflect back in the same way with a curved mirror, understanding. And I could back this up with a LibreText link that could tell you about curved mirrors, spherical mirrors, and they'll give you the formula for them and all of this good stuff, right? But then it talks about a plane mirror and the dichotomy between a spherical mirror and a plane mirror. Anyway, back to the point. That's very basic. So it doesn't leave room for a gray area there. It either is or is not displaying itself that way.
There's a couple of interesting things he said as well. He said, what did you mean when you said you don't care whether it's flat or round? Can you elaborate on that a little bit?
Maybe because I don't know. What would it change?
Oh, okay, so you're saying that if you decide whether it's flat or round, then going on there. If you decide whether it's flat or round, it's not going to change your life. Is that what you're saying? So you're undecided, yeah?
No, I'm not undecided, but what is the?
Then you will know.
Then you might not understand the reason.
Yeah.
I mean, because look, if you thought logically and reasonably, then you wouldn't think it was a globe. Like that's the point. So it's not the globe. It's the fact that you can't think logically and reasonably, which means when you have bills, when you have bad people in the government trying to tell you stuff, when you got a boss, when you have a wife, when you have children to raise, people are going to be able to fuck you over because you're not going to be able to know heads from tails because you didn't care. It's not about the earth. It's about what can be put into your mind. A wife. It's like because you don't see
With Richie.
Yes.
We got Lino Tomo in the chat. Lino, are you?
Tags! What is your profession?
See, old friend, I brought more soldiers than you did.